Hello, Year 5, and welcome to the 10th lesson out of a series of 10 based on The Arrival by Sean Tan and the theme of community. Let's get started. So here's your starter for today. It's something that we call verbal reasoning. If we have a look at the example at the top, this will give you a clearer idea of what you need to do. You are given a sentence. Fast is to, as slow is to, and then in brackets, you're given a choice of words. It's asking you to make a link between the first word you're given, fast, and what does it link to in the brackets? Quick, none, or progress. And you need to be able to link that word in the same way as you would with the second lot. So slow is to move, sluggish, or delay. So here, fast is to quick, as slow is to sluggish. Here we have adjectives underlined that describe that movement. Here we have adverbs that describe our verbs and our adjectives. So if fast is to quick, as slow is to sluggish, what would the rest of them be? Staple is to food, paper, or wool. Staple wool. As nail is to finger, tree, or wood. Think about what these things might do. A staple and a nail. Here's the second one. Bee is to perfume, hive, flower, as beaver is to river, dam, or harbour. So remember what the link is from on the first set must be the same link as the second. Next one. Shuttle is to ferry, space, or journey, as boat is to war, voyage, and ocean. Make your choice. There'll be one word in each bracket. Number 4. Chip is to crisp, china, or potato, as slice is to lemon, ball, or thyme. An interesting one. Last one then. Pen is to hold, scribe, that means to write, or cut. As rope is to tie, grasp, or plot. Make your choices. Pause the video if you'd like more time to think this through. Let's have a look at some answers. So on the first one, staple is to paper, as nail is to wood. They both pin things together. Bee is to hive, as beaver is to dam. The places where they work. A bee works in the hive to make the honey, and the beaver works in order to create a dam. Next one. Shuttle is to space, as boat is to ocean, things that they're in. The shuttle can be found in space, and the boat can be found in an ocean. Number 4. Chip is to potato, as slice is to lemon. This is what we call these things once we have cut them up. So when we cut a potato up, it's a chip. And when we cut a lemon up, we get a slice. So you may hear when people order a drink when they're in a restaurant, for example, the waitress or waiter might say, "Would you like ice and a slice with that?" And what they mean is, would you like ice in your drink and a slice of lemon? Number 5, pen is to scribe, to help you to do that, as rope is to tie. They're really tricky and they definitely get you working. So don't worry if you found that difficult. There'd be some adults out there that found that difficult too. Let's get ready for today's lesson. So make sure that today you have something to write with. Make sure that you have something to write with and plenty to write on. You may even want a second pen, for example, something in a different colour, that you can edit your work as you go. So it's been quite a time now since he's last seen his wife and his child. You're going to be in his shoes today for our final piece of writing. And you're going to be writing a letter. But who will he be writing to? You've guessed it. At the very least, he'll be writing to his wife. He may even write his own little letter to his daughter too. We're going to focus on writing to his wife. If you'd like the challenge of doing it to his daughter, you are very welcome to. But what's the purpose of this letter? We need to know why he's writing. Have a little think. There's some great ideas there. So our purpose for this letter is to tell her what it's like in the new city. What has he found out? What's he learnt? But also to comfort her, to let her know that everything's okay, especially as he understands what it's like to live back in that hometown. He's the one that's got out. She's still there. Let's think about how our letter might pan out. Let's make a plan. We've got at the side here everything that we need to help us. We know the headings for each of the parts of our letter that we've got all the boxes here that tell us what we need in each section of our letter. We've also got our toolbox over here with all of those skills that we've been working on. That informal tone, the adverbials of time, place, and number, the deliberate word choice for effect, making sure that we know whether we want our reader to feel positive or negative in there, our thoughts and feelings, and including questions and actions. So we can use this as a bit of a tick list for us. First of all, let's get some of the basics in place. So, address and date. Okay. Now, I know there'll be people out there saying, but I don't know what the address is. I don't know where they live. That's okay. We can make that up. If you want to find that challenging, use your own address. I'm not going to use my own address, but I'm going to go with, let's call it 17 Shelter Road, Hidden Woods, find me. I'll say that that's the name of the country. So usually the name of the road, the name of the area. Then we have the city that they're usually in, and then some form of postcode. So usually in restaurants, so find me 34, 8 G M. Doesn't matter at the moment, but we can make sure that we have got that in there. Now, at the moment, mine is left aligned, so I just need to change my aligning. There it is. And then I can move that over to that corner. Perfect. So I've come up with my address. I don't need to spend long on it. There it is. Next up, I also need to make sure I've got a date in there. So let's use a random date. I'm going to go with the 15th of... let's go with October. Doesn't matter about the year, but because I know the story is set in the past, I think I might set it back to the let's go with 1947. Okay. There we go. I next need to create my... I'm going to move myself over here so I'm out of the way. I next then need to create my greeting. I think about who I'm writing this to. Now let's go back to our slide before where we were thinking about our audience. So who is it going to? Who is it going to? Going to my wife. Okay. How might I address her? Dearest Jessica. I don't know if that's her name or not, but I've chosen one. So, dearest Jessica. I could maybe do something like my beloved if I wanted. And I know who I'm signing it off from. Your ever-loving husband. Your ever-loving husband. Hector. I've decided he looks like a Hector. He should be called Hector. Okay. Now that I've got those basic bits in place, okay, I'm then going to start okay. Now that I've got those basic things in place, I can now think about what's the contents of each of these going to be. Okay. Now, because this is a plan, I'm not going to write in full sentences here. But in each of the boxes, I'm going to think about those words and phrases that I might have generated previously. And I may bullet point some of the things that I think are key for me to include. Okay. So I know I'm going to have an apology or a reason for writing. Okay. Why might it have been a while since I've written? I've not written, spell that correctly, written in a while because I have been working long hours at the factory. Okay, so again, not full sentences, but it gives me a bit of an idea of what I'm going to include in there. Okay, I know I've got that apology. What kind of questions? So here's my next section where it's going to be about my wife, okay, addressing the attention to her. So what kind of questions might I want to include? Pause the video now if you'd like to have a little think about this and jot down some ideas of your own. Let's go with has anyone been to visit you lately? Remember, I can put this all in the right order that I want to use it in when I get to my writing process. Okay, I want to visit you lately. Are you and I can't say my daughter. Are you and our daughter well? I've missed an E out. There we go. Are you and our daughter well? I was wondering how you were coping since I have been gone. A few other things that I want to kind of include here. Start thinking about how I'm going to order these things. About me on the next section, my thoughts and feelings since I've been away. My thoughts and feelings since I've been away. I have missed you terribly. Worried for them. Worried for them. I might want to talk a little bit about my journey to the new city. How I felt when I first arrived. I'm going to think now about some of those feeling words. Did I feel worried or scared? Can I come up with it? Worried for them? A better word for worried. I felt anxious, overwhelmed. Okay, anxious, overwhelmed. I felt anxious, overwhelmed. I felt confused by all the signs and the confused by all the signs. There we go. So I've got a few more of my kind of feelings in there. Then it says an event. An event. Now here I think I'm going to talk about the man I met. His son's pet reminded me of the monsters at home. Okay. I'm going to think about it made me think of you. Made me think of you. And I questioned whether I had made the right choice by leaving you there, leaving you there. Okay, so again, I know I said you don't need to write in full sentences, but sometimes when you feel you've got a little bit of work there, then actually, yeah, go for it. I might want to say about so realizing that there are many people, others have been through similar things. We might want to talk about the community. Or actually, typing that down, I'm now looking back at here, Actually, realizing that others have been through similar things, maybe that is what I need to put in this section here. Something new in your life. What have I learned? I've learned that other people have been through similar things and that it's good to talk. It's good to talk about our experiences. Absolutely. I think we've got then I want somewhere in my letter really to be able to share with I really want somewhere in my letter to be able to share with my family what this city is like. Okay. Where maybe I can add a bit more in here. The city is, now let's think about that deliberate word choice. It's busy. More than busy, though, it's chaotic. Oh, chaotic makes it sound quite negative, and I still want that positive. Bustling. Bustling's the word I'm going to go. The city is bustling, and brimming with people from all over the world. There we go. I could talk about the community. I'm going to actually maybe pop that in here as an event. Community. Feeling of belonging. Because the man invited him to his house and met his wife, and they had dinner together. So a feeling of belonging, meal with Mel, meal with the man's family. Now, because he's somebody that I've now met, I might need to change his name from the man. Let's give him a name. The man I met, let's call him John. I can spell it correctly. There we go. John. Yeah, that'll do. His name is John. So here we go. Meal with the man's family. Let's change man's to John's family, and how welcoming, warm, smiling lots and joking. Okay, I've got some things there that I can elaborate on. Now I'm going to have a little look down my list here. Questions and actions. Okay, questions I've definitely got in here. Okay, actions. What have I learnt? Maybe I need to put that in there. What are my actions? Realizing that others have been through similar things. It's good to talk about experiences. Let's add in there then. He's going to work extra hard to get the last of the funds for them to come over. Work extra hours to speed up the to gain more money, so that family can join him. Excellent. Okay. So, adverbials of time, place, and manner. Now, I haven't got anything just yet on here. Let's think about where I might use them. Where might I use those adverbials of time, place, and number. I would definitely use them in the event. So what I'm going to do is, whilst I might not yet know exactly which ones I'm going to use, I might add in here adverbials of time, place, and number. So I know that I'm going to get them in there. I wonder, I could get them in this paragraph here as well. Place and number. And okay, so I know that I've got to think about them there. You've got the time to pause the video, look back through your notes, and have a look at those adverbials. Which ones could you use in these two paragraphs? Off you go. Okay, welcome back. Our plan is starting to look really full now. The last thing that I might need to think about might be that informal tone. Okay. Are you and our daughter well? I wonder what our daughter's name might be. Let's say, because I'm going to go with that phrase that we had from the letter originally, like I'll bet. You know, I'll bet they're doing that. Laughing and playing without a care in the world. I bet. Oh, I bet. Okay, might join those two together. Are you and our daughter well? Laughing and playing without a care in the world, I bet. Maybe I need to change my question here actually. So that it follows up, because I've asked, are you and our daughter well? Maybe I need to change this to is our daughter well? Laughing and playing without a care in the world, I bet. Okay, I'll bet. Here we go. I've missed you terribly. I reckon that it will be, I'll work extra hours to gain more money. So yeah, I reckon. See, I use it all the time without realizing. Let's go with that last paragraph. Work extra hours to gain more money so the family can join him. Then I might say something like that. I reckon it will only be a few short months before we see each other again. Okay, so I reckon is going to be our informal tone over here. Okay, now we've got this last paragraph. This is just us saying goodbye now. What kind of things am I going to say? Probably going to say something along the lines of take care. Oh no, don't want red. Let's go, where's that blue? So in this last section, I'm probably going to say something about making sure they take care. So take care and look out for and look out for yourselves. You never know who might be watching. I hope that. What do I hope? Let's move that over there. I hope that you're still sharing your beautiful smile, your vibrant smile with the world. Always cheered me up. Cheered me up. Cheered me up to see it. Even in the darkest of times. Oh, see, I'm getting a little bit too excited here. Those juices are flowing, aren't they? So again, please don't feel like you have to write this much for your plan. If you are somebody who is feeling very confident here, you might want to be a bit more like me and kind of get straight into that writing, okay? If you're feeling a little bit unsure, that's okay. Literally take each paragraph at a time and think, what do I want to include? Just use bullet points, okay? Now, is there anything that I've missed? Now, I do think there might be some vocabulary in there that I might need to enhance a little bit. Again, I might need to look back through my notes and think, oh, how could I better describe that? Can I have a more than or a less than word that gives my reader a better picture? Thoughts and feelings, yes, I've got those in there. I've got questions, I've got my actions in there in that last paragraph, like what I'm going to do. I'm going to work those extra hours. I've got my apology. And I may add an extra adverbial in here. Yes, an adverbial of time, place, or number. Finally, I am able. What's going on here? Finally, I am able to give you the time you deserve. Oh, there it is. Finally, what am I missing? Need a comma after that. There's my fronted adverbial. Okay, so I know I'm going to get that in there somewhere. So now you've got your plan. The only thing left to do is to write your letter. You should have everything you need, all of the notes from our previous lessons and all the hard work that you've already done. Use it. Have it in front of you whilst you're writing. You've got your plan where you know where you're going to be using all those skills that we've been practicing. So make sure you follow it. I know that my class have a tendency of pushing their plan to one side and just getting stuck into the writing. But it's there for a reason. It means you've done a lot of the hard thinking already. Pause the video or stop it for the time being. Put it to one side so you can really concentrate on writing this letter. Remember, you are the arrival. You've built up this new life in a new city. And you're writing to your wife, who is still back at home, waiting for the day where she can come and join you again, along with your daughter. Enjoy the writing process. And remember, once you've completed it, there's always things to improve. So read it out loud. Make sure you've got a different color pen or pencil with you so you can make any changes. Okay, and be proud of what you've achieved. When you're done, come back to the video. There's one last thing I need to show you. So there we have it, the end of our story and the end of our writing unit. I hope you've enjoyed The Arrival as much as I have. It's a fantastic book, and if you get the opportunity to have the book in your hands and to be able to flick through the pages and see it all properly, then you really must. It's an absolute pleasure, and I hope your writing is as fantastic as I imagine it to be. Take care, Year 5, and maybe I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.